tell them give me all the bells and the whistles.
We back, we live, we lit.
Word. You
I got my homegirl Lyrica in the building, writer, songwriter, producer, composer, editor, engineer. She might even hook up a couple cover arts for you, you know what I'm saying? And an all-around dope individual, dope MC, man. I want to thank you for coming to my platform, first and foremost, Lyrica.
Come on
You
now.
know what I mean? Welcome to the AyOne Live podcast. And I'm going to get right into the bullshit. Like, what would you say? I'm going to get right into the bullshit, right? Off top. You feel me?
I'm like, hold up. All right, let's go.
Right into the bullshit. What would you say to a person to say New York hip hop fell off?
I don't think it's possible.
Explain that.
We the blueprint. We the blueprint. No pun intended, but pun intended. Like we still something that we set the bar in this culture as far as lyricism, as far as wordplay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think even rhythm, we set the bar with that. I've been learning that if you can attain the New York standard of lyricism and energy with the Southern swag and vibe, you're gonna impress anybody.
But it's
Either.
But it's conforming to like another, and I'm only asking. I'm playing devil's advocate, right? I gotta, you know what I got to. This ain't the views and opinions of myself, but I gotta, you know what I mean. But it's conforming to another sound. Is that throwing in the towel? Like, you know what I'm saying? In a way.
Last question.
You feel me?
Last question. You know what?
Because and the reason why I say this before we get into your whole history and your sound, right? Because you one person that I can accredit that you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't, you know what I'm saying? If you go right or if you go left, it's because that's the way you steering it. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that to say that, you know, you're that one particular, but you know, you from the NY and you know, you speaking for them right now.
All right. So I feel like as far as conforming,
Yeah.
Man, it's just a hard thing now with the way the internet works, with the way that music has gone and marketing and all that. You gotta feed your artist, or you're not your artist. You gotta feed your fans. You gotta feed your base, right? And whatever that is, if it happens to click that, hey, when you kind of made something that mixed in with what's out now, and they liked it,
yeah,
maybe you should give them more of that. If you could.
But does that mean like, because okay, see, say for instance, like you're a creative individual, right? So does that mean don't try new things, don't try to stir up the pot, don't mix it up?
I have a gospel song.
Okay.
I have a strictly gospel song.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to perform at a church event or charity events or, you know, positive events. And you would never realize it until you probably play it, but it's a strictly gospel song.
Okay.
So
salute to that.
You could do whatever you want as an artist. I think Drake is, of course, one of the top tier artists who has.
He's an example of that. Yeah.
He has broken so many ceilings with that. You can't argue against it anymore.
You see, when he first came in, it was a lot of, like, of course, like the Waynes and the Jay Prince Jr., shout out to them. Of course, they foresaw it, but you had like a lot of the ones, like a lot of the executives not really knowing, like, you know what I'm saying, not really know. And shout out to him, but you know what? I was listening to Lauren the other day, and it just dawned on me she was the first doing that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of people forget that.
And you could take it, bring it even more current, and you could take it to Pharrell.
Facts.
Pharrell.
And then you still got people like, and then a lot of people forget, just to piggyback off of what you saying, a lot of people forget you still got like you still got like your Griseldas, you still got like your, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't, the biggest female artist right now is from New York, but they forget. You follow what I'm saying? With Cardi, like
Um,
she one of the biggest female artists right now. She from New York.
you
Uh-huh.
got you got Nicki and you got
Facts.
Cardi. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, bars is back. Bars are back.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything has a cycle, right? So it's just like, all right, you wait your turn, you keep putting your work in, you keep being consistent. Some you'll cut in somewhere, and Griselda is just one of those examples that consistency and just staying true to yourself, it'll work out. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what part of NY you from?
I'm from Long Island, but
Long Island. Oh,
yeah,
see, I
but
never been. See, like a person like me, I've never had a chance to. And I got people that tell me like, bro, you sure you ain't never been to NY? But I've never got a chance because
wait,
you guys is culture, huh?
you never been to what
Never, never.
the hell? I could have
But
sworn you was like from Suffolk.
but you guys is culture. See, now I'm bigging you guys up because y'all culture, me coming up, writing rhymes and stuff, like y'all culture, period, whether it's writing rhymes or whatever, influenced me so much. A person would think, you see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right, right,
So,
right, right.
so that's one thing. That's why when I asked you that question, I had to put in that disclaimer that this ain't the views and opinion of myself. I gotta be I gotta be media, and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Woo
Now,
woo,
let's go. Like I just want
but
to have a conversation. I'm with whatever. And I'm
yeah.
York. You know what I'm saying? So
So So you say Long Island? Like how was it growing up over there? And walk me through growing up in Long Island. You know what I'm saying?
Long Island is, from the outside, it's the suburb is rich. From the inside,
Mm,
though, when like there's certain places that you only go if you know somebody from there or you from there yourself. And I was from one of those parts. So like it's like I describe it like this. In Brooklyn,
okay.
in the city, shit is just in your face. Like you
Okay.
see it so much that you numb to it. In Long Island, shit happens and people go back in their cribs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter what that crib look like, shit is happening. You just don't,
Mm,
because you not from there.
okay.
And it's like, honestly, people come out there and they get put to sleep because they be sleeping on the island.
Really?
So it's
Okay. And what way? Like sleeping? Like meaning? You know what I'm saying?
in a physical level, on a mental.
Okay.
It's just like, oh, they come out there and this, oh, I can relax
Oh, they thinking it's sweet, and then you come out, you get
and relax.
because are you guys gentrified over there? Is the island gentrified? Like I know a lot of.
It ain't
Uh-huh.
gentrified. The island is white. Like it voted for Trump. Let's be honest. But there's those certain places that you just don't go, like
You
Hempstead,
don't yeah.
Amityville,
And-
Wine Dance, parts of CI, parts of Babylon, Amityville. Like it's just parts that you know. Part Freeport there's parts that got their hoods in, or the parts that's really neglected by the town or the county really, and those places happen to be brown and black.
okay. All right. So you growing up over there, like so okay, when did it start for you? So okay,
I,
like
I started.
okay, but before it started though, right? Yeah, well, we'll get into that. Like, when did it start for you? Like the music, like in your home, like right? Because I follow you on the gram, I see your background, I see a lot of stuff. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm only guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. That music was a big influence in the house first, right?
Right.
So walk me through that, like you know what I'm saying?
um all right, my mom, she played a lot of music, a lot.
Mm.
It's just from
What,
the
what, what would you say your mom's favorite art? Like you know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know this woman's name, and I sit here and think about it because I want to make beats from her music. um but oh, shoot, I wish I could remember. She played this woman's music all the time, and the reason why I remember it is because this woman always had monologues between her songs, and this is back when
Wow.
7 and 10 minutes long, and
Okay.
just play. Of course, Saturday morning cleaning the crib. She get home from work is playing stuff
Yeah.
like that, and then my dad, he was a heavy jazz. He was heavy into jazz, and we would take car rides,
Okay.
and he would just play jazz, and I'm just like, this dude is always playing this damn jazz. Like I don't.
Yeah.
So one day I'm like, why do you play this music? It has no words. And I was like, maybe, let's say maybe 10, 11. And he's like, listen, the instruments talk to each other. So
Hmm.
I started listening and I'm just like, the trumpet would play, then the piano would do something. And I'm just like, oh shit. And I just started, that's how I keyed into instrumentation, I guess, my first introduction to it. And then I'm the youngest of six, so I ain't really, my brothers and sisters showed me music. They showed me rap. And I would say I understood the significance of hip hop and or rap period is
Okay.
my brother, my oldest brother, he was into Noriega.
Mm.
And
Shout out to Noy.
yeah, right. And I didn't really know what the fuck, he's just playing this shit in the walkie talkie all the time. And I mean in the Walkman, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I happened to get a hold of the tape, and
Okay.
I don't remember how old I am, maybe 5, 6, and I would just remember like always pulling the wires out of tape.
Yeah, that tape out.
Yeah, so I got a hold of that Nori tape and did that and just did it until it was done and just left it. It was, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So all of a sudden I just
Oh, you was committing suicide.
so
Yo.
like a couple hours later, of course my brother goes to look for his Nori tape and finds it, unraveled. And all of a sudden, I just hear like a loud scream, like ah, and I'm just like, shit. So he's like, Nori. He
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
screamed out my Nori. I'm
He calling him like he just yeah, word.
like, oh, I must have fucked up. So he's literally crying, and I'm just like, what the fuck is a big deal? But at that point, I realized I'm like, that must really be important. Like, well, whatever was on that tape, like Noriega was really important.
Yeah,
So
man.
that same day when my father got home from work, he was still upset about the tape and went to my dad, and my father went right out and got the tape. And that's when I was just like, all right,
This is something.
yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
He had the I was like, I have never seen somebody react like that over music. So yeah, that's when I knew. That was
Okay.
part of like recognizing.
So okay, so you got Miles playing, you got Miles playing all the hits, all the oldies but goodies. You got Pops introducing you to jazz and melodic sounds and instrumentations and all of that. And then and you on Long Island where it's just,
It's
it's an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere, huh?
it's isolated.
Yeah.
It's silo.
So explain to me how your surroundings shape your sound, like your creative sense, and if so, in what way?
Um, that's a good question. I would say my music is bright, like it's happy, like the outside in terms of what it's built on, but once you get inside, that's when you get the real deal.
Okay.
So, you know, and that's reflective of Long Island period. If you don't know anybody, it's not gonna be exciting. You're gonna say it's boring. But if you know people,
Hmm.
you're gonna have a good time. A real-
Okay. Once you tap in, you like, okay, yeah, I'm coming to the cookout. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So when do you like if you can recall, when did the writing come in play? Like, you know what I'm saying? When
Ooh,
did you get into, because you listening to music, you around music. When did the writing come into play? Okay, you broke the Nori tape, all that good stuff. When did you pick up a pen and say, "Yo, okay, let me start formulating these bars," or
So I like 11. I'm gonna say 11 or 12. 11, I believe. My grandmother passed. Yeah, 11. My grandmother passed, and
R.P. to G-Man. Yeah.
thank you. And my father, he was a poet. He's a poet. He's still alive. Not was. He is a poet. And he wrote a poem for her, and I thought he was going to recite it at her funeral, but he gave it to me to recite. And I don't think I was her youngest granddaughter, but I was probably the youngest one old enough to read it.
Okay.
Uh, so I read it, and I read it in such like a rhythm, and I guess I read it just like like a poet would, and it was really my first time ever doing something like that. And I don't remember if he taught me how to read it or if I just did it. But the reaction that I got from my loved ones, my grandmother's loved ones, was something that really stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept writing poetry after that. So go to college, still writing poetry. And my boyfriend at the time, uh, he is a rapper, or is at least trying to rap. And my brother, he makes beats. So he's attempting to get on my brother's beats, but my brother's not fucking with him, not trying to give him no beats. And I guess he tried the maneuver in his mind, which was a great maneuver, a great suggestion. He was just like, hey, your brother makes beats. You write poetry. Why don't you just blend the two and start rapping?
Okay.
Like, I guess I do have access to beats. So I asked my brother for some beats, started writing. And I wrote for maybe a year before I actually got into a studio. But it was before I got into a studio, I was actually working at Target, and I met my producer who I was with and still with for 10 years, Craze. I met him, and we ended up linking up, and I'm telling him that I'm writing or whatever. So he's like, yo, I make beats. So he gave me 2 beats, and I went to the studio. I went to the studio.
Was it
Did one.
trash? Was your was the first round trash? Talk to me because the reason why I asked that, look, don't laugh, look, because you already know. Like, look, when I first started writing them rhymes, right? And like I say, New York influenced me, so I was like a punchline rapper. Like I was one of them guys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Me too. I was I laugh at the 2 songs, but at the same time, they still let me know that something was there.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
um, the first one I went and did, and I'm like, I think it was like when the vampire get their first bite, they just can't stop. It was like that, and I went back the next day, and I recorded over another one of his beats, and then I went to work the next day and gave it to him. And I guess he expected me to come to his studio and do it. So he was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, where'd you do this? And I told him, he was like, yo, I could have did this. So I'm like, oh shit. So I was with him ever since, and I was rapping over his beats ever since. And that was what, 2011, 12?
Mm.
Tape 2013 on that Piff, Reality versus Dreams. If y'all want to hear what I sound like when I was kind of trash, go
Yeah,
get that.
shout out. Go listen to that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Um,
before we knew about streaming platforms, right? You feel me? Getting your look, remember that? Remember when getting your mixtape on that piff was the biggest thing in the world? You feel me?
Exactly. So yeah, that was my first tape, and then had some like staggered moments between then, but I've been kind of consistent or more consistent since 2018. So I'm just kind of full force with it. I am full force with it.
Okay, yeah. So okay, you writing, and I know you produce just from following you and being a fly on the wall, right? But when did the production come? Like you writing, how long? What's the gap between you writing and the production? Did that come automatically? Was that something already instilled in you? Like you know what I'm saying?
It kind of was, because I did watch my brother make beats all the time, and he would be like, yo, come on, let me teach you, let me teach you. They'd be like, nah, that shit look crazy. But so then I'm sitting around my producer all the time, and I'm watching him do stuff as well. And it started maybe, I want to say 2016. I
Mm-hmm.
made my beat, or maybe 2017. Maybe I'm dragging it. But yeah, it's maybe 2 or 3 years ago that I started making beats. Nothing serious. When I started, I didn't know like what keys were, notes, nothing. It was
Oh
bad.
wow. So when you was going into it just like oblivious to like you well,
Theory.
you know what I'm saying? No, okay, no, you like okay. Where do I stand? Like so
Right.
to speak. You know what I mean? Okay.
I was just playing with it because I had all the software, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, bored. Sometimes you just don't want to write or can't write, so you just want to do something else to exercise your creative juices. And I'm just like, man, I got this shit. Let me just try it. But I knew I had something because my patterns and my structure was always right. So I had made a deal with my producer, and I was just like, yo, if these beats have potential, because I know something's wrong with them, you have to teach me what's wrong with them, and you have to fix them, like do what I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I would play beats for him, and he'd be like, no, turn it off. And then sometimes he'd be like, all right, move, get up. So then it'd be like, all right, that's a good beat, and he'll like put it in key and do whatever, and then it'd just be like, oh shit. So then it's collaborations. Those are
Yeah.
collaborations, my earlier beats. But now, since I, took the time to learn music theory, my beats have become much better. And it's not something I do all the time. It's just something I do when I have too much noise in my head.
Listen, I first got into making beats. Well, first of all, the reason I started making beats was because like let's be honest, I didn't have the cheese at the time. I was I was in college. I was enrolled in college at the time, and I ain't had a cheese. Like I'm a student, so I ain't had a cheese to like pay for beats. Like you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And I didn't want to like I got tired of rapping over industry beats because at some point it was like, yo, I can't do nothing with this. Like I can freestyle all day, but what can I do with this?
Can't
And
do that.
even then, I
Right.
had that mindset, right? So I tell this story all the time. Like the person who taught me, like I was already musically inclined. I could play keyboard and a couple other instruments, but the person who taught me how to make a beat is not even my nationality. You follow what I'm saying? Like that that messed me up, right? Huh? So
But you,
I'm in school, right? I'm going to University of Detroit. Shout out to them. I shouldn't even shout out to them because they was cuffing me on my student loans, but we got over that. But anyway, but
they're supposed to be
anyway,
fixing that, hopefully.
yeah. No, we got over that. They got what they owe. so
Okay.
so anyway, I'm walking the dormitory, and I hear somebody like if you're an artist and you're a rapper and you hear boom you know what I'm saying and you don't hear no words, you like, oh, somebody either rapping or somebody making beats. So I go to the room where I follow the sound, woo, woo, and I look in, and it's a person. I'm looking. I'm like, okay, maybe this ain't coming from in here. So, you know what I'm saying? I look around. I look back in, and it's my homeboy Tommy Guns.
Oh,
Tom Commits. If I ever find him, I think he live in Atlanta, bro. If he ever hear this, man, like I owe him everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I say it, you know what I'm saying, white boy, you know what I'm saying, that didn't look like I'm talking about didn't look like he even listened to hip hop music, let alone
yo, you ain't got no choice to listen to it now.
you follow what I'm saying? And this was back in 2004. Well, it don't matter what year it was because if you got that, if you got it in you, you got it in you.
Yeah, it's gonna come
And
out.
I'm like, yo, I ain't know what Fruity Loops was, Lyrica. You follow me?
Did I know
Taught
it?
me how to sample and woo woo, and then just over the
Had no idea. I didn't start until 2008, 2009.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So you starting out, so okay, you broke your brother's Nori tape, but who was that but who was that artist that if they broke your tape, like if they like who inspired you, like that artist that if you came in the room and somebody broke your tape, you crying their name.
I would say J. Cole.
Mm, that's a good. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wouldn't say like there's a special place for J. Cole to me, right? So as far as like my music foundation and learning and understanding like the this I guess hip hop lyricism. Uh,
Hmm.
I was listening to, of course, this wasn't my choice of music because I'm the youngest of six, so it's everybody else's choice of music. My other brother, he was into Nas, and I'm talking about Nas fanatic. Um, my sister, she was into DMX, and then my other brother, he was into the Locks. And then my other sister, she was into all that pop shit, like
Hmm.
Britney Spears and like so it was just like this mixture of I got this bright
Mixture of sounds. Okay.
so is I got this bright thing that kind of I don't know mix in with all of this hip hop lyricism hard,
Yeah.
right? So and then on top of that, oh Eve as well. So it was a lot of DMX, Eve, the Lock. So it's Nas. It's all I heard, and then Noriega. It was who who gave me that foundation without me even realizing it. But then when I got to control my own music, it was, and this is when a time when I was tapped in and not just kind of being a fan, um, more so doing a research type thing. It was Kanye West, it was J. Cole,
Mm.
uh,
Mm.
shoot, even Wale at one point. And this is the
Them
point.
gems.
Yeah, this is the point where I was writing. So these are the people I was studying in terms of like I would be listening to them and a lot of J. Cole and Jay Z and just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. This when you got out of the Barfest stage and started like, okay, let me say something.
Right, right.
Okay,
And
okay.
when I went back to Nas Illmatic and Wu Tang 36 Chambers, so
Hmm.
those two for me is like the Bible and the Quran.
Okay,
And
okay.
they're both Islamic, but it's just as far as hip hop goes, those two for me. So, yeah, it was. Now I'm writing, so I need to understand it. Also, Az. So it's just
Oh my God, man. That's one guy that like if you know, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? AZ wise. Like, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If you know, you know. And then the ones that don't know, they probably, you know what I'm saying? They probably not even in the sauce anyway. Yeah.
My producer told me that he was just like, "Yo, go listen to Az." And I'm like, "What?" This is years ago. Go listen to. I'm like, "What? Why?" He's like, "You got similar rhyme schemes like him." So I would go listen to him, and I'm just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Dude. So it's just that type of thing. Just learning, you know, from people that came before you, where this shit came from. That people still, they act like it don't matter, but it will always matter.
So you listening to all these greats and but you still gotta be lyrical, right? So how would you describe your sound? Because like, okay, say for instance, like my sound, I can't really, you know, I don't know, bro. Like it's just like something like I've been on some futuristic shit, like, right?
I
So
would
like, you know what I'm saying? That like so how would you describe your sound? Like is it cause you're not in a box lyrical, you feel me? You can tap into, you can go over here, like you just said, you can do a gospel song, turn around and do and crush a boom bat. Like you can, you know what I'm saying? So how would you describe that lyrical sound? You feel me?
I would say it's like let me see. Shoot. Who and who had a baby? I
Okay.
would say if I don't even know how to put myself in a kind of a lane or but I would say it's bright and I don't want to say something that's typical because people have now, like recently, have been calling my sound unique, whatever that means.
See, but that's a beautiful thing because see, like for me, I don't want to see. That's a beautiful thing because when somebody asks me or somebody say what my sound is, I don't want it to be a description of somebody else. Like you feel me?
Right.
So that's a beautiful thing. You feel me?
Um, it's like the most comparable artist people have been calling me lately, and I hate to say it, but it's like Rhapsody, and it's just like it's dope. I don't think that that I've attained that level of lyricism yet, but there's some, I guess there's some level of comparability people see. Um,
Yeah.
so it's cool. I take it as a compliment wholeheartedly. Um, but yeah, so it's just the sound though. I'm trying to.
Yeah. It's and it's cool because
It's hard to explain it.
that just mean that this kind of mean you eclectic. You follow me? That just mean you can't.
Look, my producer craves like rap is drum heavy, right? It's drum
Mm-hmm.
heavy. You know what I'm saying? And my producer, he's a bass player. He's a horn player.
Mm-hmm.
So his focus on music or beats rather is literally the music. So I've been rapping over
Wow.
instrumentation for 10 years. So
Wow.
my sound is live, I guess you could say. Like is literally is something different. It's crazy hop.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Yeah. So what's the creative process? How do what's the creative process of, let's say you in album mode, right? Let's
Right.
say right now you in album mode, you like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna drop a project, whether it's an EP or an album, you know what I mean? What's the creative process? What do you know what I mean? What type of
Um
zone do you have to be in
Honestly, I've been winging it. And the only one that I've probably no, I'm lying. Yeah, the last two full projects I released, which it was a wing, but at the same time it wasn't because it's just been sitting there and I was just tired of holding it. But the first tape I did in 2013, it was it was a half conscious effort of me trying to I guess seesaw and balance music between college and figuring out like which way I was gonna go, career and all that other stuff. So even the tape reflected that, this half brain, half effort, um, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. And that was the music too. And then when I dropped Done Dreaming on all platforms, y'all, yeah, shameless plug. Um,
Word, yeah. Plug it up.
the time I think Mike Brown, and Trayvon Martin, and a lot of my songs reflected that,
Mm.
um, that type of just I don't know atrocity, but in a more uplifting light. I was trying to speak to people in it, so that was it's. I guess I kind of draw from without and bring it within, um, and then now my process is different. I think it's grown because I actually have wrote a whole concept behind the album that I'm planning on writing, and
The new one you working on right now.
yeah,
You want to plug that real quick? What's the title?
I
Or,
I I, I don't even have like
you
a
know what I'm saying? Before
solidified.
we get in it, because we gonna get in the notes to self, because that's the one you just dropped. That's the one that's out right now on all platforms. Y'all go get it. And we gonna get into that. But I thought I was gonna tap into some exclusives.
I, it's definitely possible we might play something, but um, the title is I just don't want somebody to snatch it, so we just
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah, yeah. Shh. Don't
But
give me the
yeah,
yeah. Respectfully. Respectfully.
definitely. You know what? I'll let you know what it is on the slot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's say you never picked up the pen, right? Let's say, you know, mom's never played, Duke Ellington or Patti LaBelle. Like, let's say,
Exactly.
What would Lyrica be doing right now if it wasn't the music career? What's your, you know what I mean? You know how you always got that second backup passion. If not
Um,
music, then dot dot dot.
it will still be music.
Really?
It will still be music. It will be
You can't
somewhere.
give me that, man. You can't give me that.
There's so many careers in music. I will
That's
find
true.
I
That's
will
true.
find a way to
That's
stay.
true. You will find your way. You will wiggle yourself through the door. You know what I'm saying?
I find my way involved in music. Yeah, living a music life.
Like I say, we got Notes to Self, and that came out last year, right? On all digital platforms, and that
Last
boy
year.
out cold.
Yeah. Last year.
That boy out cold. 9 tracks. Y'all need to go get it. Lyrica is on all digital platforms. Let's go through that a little bit. The first song was Southern State, right? Talk about that and your thought process. First of all, how did how was your picking beats for this? Did you know what I'm saying? Did you
Actually, that whole tape is produced by Craze.
okay, word.
Um, it just
Did
felt like
y'all sit down and say, did you sit down and say, yo, this is where my mind is?
yeah,
This is the
we had songs because we recorded so much that it was always us picking the best songs and putting them in a certain playlist and just going over them over time. But they had just sat there for so long with us just trying to do so much, you know what I'm saying? And then it just got away from us. And I'm just like, come on, man, we got all this music, let's just drop it. And I'm just thinking about it too much. So I'm just like, listen, let's drop it, let's figure it out. And it was just like at this time, I was like, we've been together so long, but we don't have a project where it's just me and you
okay.
songs. So I was just like, this next tape, I'm gonna just put, you know, all your beats, whatever we have, to record more, whatever. And I was still recording at the time, so it was just the yo, let's put these. These are the ones.
And you know what? That's missing. And because when we was coming up, especially early hip hop, early and not just hip hop, R&B, just like urban quote unquote music, where the artist had it was one producer, right? Now it might have been other people. Now you might had a bass player coming in, you might had a keyboardist coming in, but it was one producer. You know what I'm saying? We missed those times where it was just because that's what made the album so cohesive. When you listen to it and it got one sound, it's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
And depending on how, and I'm not down in an album for having several different producers if it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a long time since I've heard a project where it's one producer. They getting back to that where guys like 21 is working with Metro and Metro through the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? Or you got Drake and of course he got 40 working through the whole joint with
Yeah,
different
boy.
producers coming in and out. So that's dope that you know what I'm saying, you got that one in-house. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
speaking of in-house, it's under the in-house music group Imprint. Is that your label or what's
Yeah.
going on with that?
Yeah, that's mine. Formed it last year, and I was just,
You see that
you
plug?
know,
You see how I did that
I,
in-house?
I was just concerned more with the business, and I just got, more education on it. So I'm just like, all right, let me start doing this the right way. And to get my publishing, I wanted to actually have an LLC to cover that. So I just formed it.
Yeah. That's super dope, man. So what's your favorite? Tell me your favorite songs on the project and why.
Um, I would say Bordeaux, just because of how I would say the hook switches. It's really
Number
unexpected.
3, Bordeaux. Yeah.
And it's also just a part of my personality. It really is referring to Bordeaux, like the color of an Oxford, which
Hmm.
is a type of shoe that I love to wear. So just that type of style, that type of swag, I think that sound resonates with that. So definitely Bordeaux. Um, let me see. Hmm. Cash flows. I never got to perform it yet, but I'm literally I'm that's one of the first songs I'm
Oh,
performing when I
Lyrica, don't you miss that, man? Don't you miss them times? Don't you miss going outside, B? Like for real, bro.
really sucks that we can't. Yeah. And then I would say Better and Better and Southern State. Southern State is one of my favorite songs that I've ever written.
And
So yeah,
that's how the app. That's how the project start off. That's starting off, right?
yeah,
Southern
I just
State
want
started off.
right. Southern State is literally like it's about Long Island. It's about I think what we have to do as a city. I think it's about just kind of like, you know what, yeah, we want to put ourselves on, and we want to get on and we want to be recognized. But in order to do that, we probably gonna have to leave, to spread that word to everybody, to let everybody
Well,
know.
and just to piggyback off of that a little bit, why do you think it's so hard for like even just for the unity, like right? Or is that a misconception? Is that something that media is spreading and it don't really look like that? It's music wise though. Now we done got to, you know, just everyday living and and how to
Right.
live, but musically though, is that just something media is spreading or
Um,
is
I would say it is unified, but in it's like in micro. You know what I'm saying? You have little cliques, but it's not everybody together. I mean, in some cliques they do click, but I mean, cliques usually have competition, so it's just like, eh. It provides that opportunity to just, you know, be, more divided and more competitive and less supportive. And then we in a city of what, 8 million people. So
wow. Yeah, yeah. So it's like how
think about the population that rap.
like yeah.
Not to say that you can't get on, because if you get on in New York, I mean, you're on worldwide.
Hmm.
That's the thing here, like if you could get on here, then it's up. It's up. It's
Now you was talking about performing. Besides Cash Flows, what's your favorite song? Because you got a couple projects. Besides Cash Flows, what's your favorite song to get on stage and just what's that song? Well, what's that song that you get on the stage and you able to just it don't matter who there because you know what I'm saying, that release boy, you just release it and you see you figured it out. But
thing. I don't know. Um,
word, I see you
um,
figured it out. Go ahead.
so,
She,
um,
she on it, ladies and gentlemen.
the favorite song. Let me see. Favorite song.
Where you just you know what I'm saying, you it's an out of body experience. By
Yeah,
the time the song go off, you like yo like
yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I did that. Because you can't stop yourself. Well, I can't stop myself. Once I start, it's literally like a trance. I can't stop myself. I'm watching myself.
Mhm.
Uh, but my favorite song to perform would be the rant. And recently, I would say the rant's place has been taken by Seasons Change. Um, and I'm really excited to be able to perform Bugs Bunny and No Question whenever I get the chance. So I think those two will easily slide into my favorite too.
Okay, that's
So
dope, man. Yeah. Man, I want to go outside so bad, bro. And
yeah,
and I moved, so I'm in South Carolina right now, right? So it's kind of a little bit more open down here, but still,
it's not
it's I guess it's just all about me getting acclimated with the area and just seeing what's
true.
going. You feel me?
The South is lighting up. I mean, I'm trying to get myself to Atlanta at some point. So
Word. That's what you thinking. That's what's on your noggin.
it's just about being mobile. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't let nobody know who I am, or people not gonna know who I am until I show them who I am. In order to do that, I gotta go connect with them. So and
That's
and
true. That's
frankly,
true.
the industry has shifted to Atlanta. It used to be New York. New York is still where the checks are,
because
but it's
because every because and that's a fact, because everybody that's on, you still gotta, when you
come
go to your label head, when you
exactly.
go
You gotta come to New York. So,
facts,
but as far as like getting some connections and moving around
yeah,
and doing
yeah,
some more things,
networking and
right?
yeah.
Exactly. You want to hit it where people are. There's some activity.
You got
Uh,
your passport?
yeah.
I ain't
So
gonna lie. That's the reason why I want to go overseas. I was interviewing a couple guys from Johannesburg and Ghana. I got another guy that I'm about to interview from Ghana, and just different areas of the country that their hip hop sound like. That's why I wanna go over there. You follow what I'm saying? I want to get some ears from over there. You know what I'm
Africa
saying?
crazy. So if they rapping on that, yeah, that's probably
Bruh. You know what I'm saying? And then I done got into cause like I say, as far as spreading and just spreading my wings and switching it up, I done got into the Afro beats a little bit, man. That junk kind of live.
good.
And
Good.
it's a vibe.
Of course, I listen to a lot. It's amazing music. It
So
definitely picked up over here.
so answer me this, right? We back to the bullshit. Indie or label? A label come hit you right now. Indie or label? Let me
You
hear
already
it.
know the answer, man. If look, it's all about.
But Lyrica, they coming with that bag, right? Boom. They coming with that big boy bag. Not no little not no little spend the night bag.
If they come with the bag and some in creative ownership and keep my publishing, what I'm saying? If they come with the bag and I'll keep my masters, let's go. We
Let's
all
go.
this we
But
off to
what if they say, okay, what if they say, no? What if they say, no, but we got this house over here. We got an estate for you. We got an estate,
right.
huh? You can
I
move
can
in,
buy my
huh? You can buy your brother 800. We'll take your brother to see Nori. He don't need another tape.
I'm good. Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
My own crib. Just give me the bag. We gonna flip it and then I do the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But other than
And
that,
and and, and I want to say again, I want to say too, your video mind, like is that you curating, you know what I'm saying?
no, yes and no. So, and I say no twice because I don't give my directors much to go off of.
Okay.
Um, the rant that literally started with like a couple mirrors, and then we only ended up using one. And I just told them, I just wanted to be around my family and people I love, and then, be in a studio with a mirror. I know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm gonna do with the mirror or what.
Mm-hmm.
A mirror. So he just shot it the way he shot it. Me standing in the mirror, whatever, doing what I'm doing. And then in the editing part, that's when he did all that extra shit and took it whole next level. So again, not me, but both of us, but more so them because
Mm-hmm.
he could have just shot it where I'm standing in the mirror and it could have been a plain. It didn't have to be like that illusions and
Yeah.
it was nuts. So
Yeah.
um yeah, so that video and then like the little videos in between that, I did those on my iPhone, and that was like kind of out of desperation. But
Really?
yeah,
Wow. See.
hold on, the last two not those are box visuals, but those little videos like feel. I did like some freestyle videos and stuff. That was all on my iPhone. I was desperate and just wanted to put up some content, but I realized that my creative side is there, so I just need to do more of that. And then I wanted some more professional videos. So Box Visuals is from Long Island, and he does a lot of the Long Island artist videos, and they're very clean and just pristine and just cinematic. And I love his style.
I
So
think I follow him on the ground. Wow. Okay.
So
I don't know how I got plugged into him, but I think I follow him on the gram. That name definitely sound familiar. Wow.
so the first video I shot with him, so Season Change, yeah. We were supposed to actually shoot it on
Which
my
is
block.
dope, by the way. I wanted to salute you on that one. Season change. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. It was supposed to be shot in a garden, um, by my crib, and then like on a busy street, like on Broadway, which is not too far from me, Broadway Myrtle or something. And it, like when he came and he saw it, he's like, "Yeah, this is dope," but I don't know. I feel like I can give you a better video somewhere else. Like it would still be
Okay.
the same set, but somewhere else, still in Brooklyn. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I trust you. Let's do it. So we ended up by the water, by the pier, by the bridges, and we just, we're shooting, and I'm just I'm performing the song. I'm rapping the song as if I'm performing it for a crowd, and they're like, you really don't do it in front of a camera. And I'm just like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm rapping my song. And he's like, nah, people lip sync in their videos, but you're actually rapping your song. So I was like, what? What do you
They
mean?
don't like.
So I was just like, he was like, I mean, they say it, but they don't really say it. It's just like they kind of they mouth it. So I'm just like, oh, well, I gotta show you the energy. I gotta show you the emotion. It gotta come out how on camera the right way. But I didn't really even realize that. But he confirmed it for me because I'm just like, I don't really know how to do videos. The rant, I was a little anxious. It was the first one. I didn't really know
Okay.
in front of it with my hands a lot of times. So, but this one, I was just pretty comfortable and just like, I'm gonna just do my thing. I performed so much that being in the camera can't be no different than being in front of a crowd.
Absolutely.
So I just did the same thing, and I'm doing the song, and of course, COVID helped the scenery. Because if this was regular Brooklyn, no COVID, it would have been probably a crowd of people following me or around me, or just even kind of obstructing the pathway that we
Yeah.
have.
It would have been kind of thick out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So that just
Whole
provided.
bunch of niggas in the background.
It would have been even probably a fire video too, just to add all those elements. But it was funny because you still had people walking their dogs and riding their bikes, and the people walking their dogs and whatever, going to get food, whatever they're doing, they're nodding their head at me and doing their thing. And then I'm like,
Oh
nod
man.
my head back at them as I'm, doing the video. And then there's um, a, a guy and his friend standing like where that heart is, like they're to the
Mhm.
right of it. But you can't see them in the video. So they're standing there, and I'm performing my song, and we take like a little break. So so Mike from Box Visuals, that's who's the videographer and director. He's like adjusting the camera, doing something, doing the lighting or something, and the guy that's standing over afar takes the opportunity to come over, and it's just like, yo, what's your name? So we exchange information, and he's like, yo, you're really dope, like, you know the way you're like, we exchanged information. He told me, I don't remember what the conversation was, but I remember what his name was,
Yeah.
right? Tris Robinson. And he's worked with like Talib Kweli. He's a music director. Um, and he's in a band. I'm a little twisted right now, so forgive me. I can't really recall the name, but I am supposed to be working with him soon. So that's dope. And that was what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, that we linked up on that video
Okay.
where he's just like, you're really dope. Keep doing what you're doing. Um, I hope to see you, doing more things like that. So it was just like, I just took his Instagram and went about my way. But then, on the way home, I looked at him and looked at his Instagram, and I realized, I'm like, oh shit, that was dope, And then we recently had a conversation, and the conversation that we had shows me that that moment was supposed to happen. It was
Yeah.
perfect. because
Yeah. See, moments like those is confirmation that you ain't doing it for nothing. You know what I'm saying? All the blood, sweat, and tears, all the years. You feel me?
exactly, exactly. So that's just how things line up. The more you do it, the more you come into contact with the people that
Hmm.
are be in your corner, that are going to support you and help you, you know, create the vision that you see. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely. I think I'm on the right path.
But since you got notes to self out right now, what's next? Uh, movies. You thinking about getting into fashion? You know what I mean?
Right.
What's another?
I want to model. I want
Okay,
to do
yeah,
some
'cause I
kind.
was gonna say that because that's the reason. Well, I was gonna transition into that
Mhm.
when we was talking about your videos because you got that. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Already know how to bring it. Like as much as you was saying in your first videos, you like, where do I put my hands? Where do I?
Right.
It seemed natural to me when outside looking in. So that was
Right.
gonna be my next question. Was you thinking about getting into either modeling or fashion?
Yeah. So I did my first my second photo shoot. But my this is my first photo shoot with this type of image and me kind of knowing myself more and
Yeah.
being more sure of myself. So I shot that with Miss Paparazzi, and it was a dope, a really dope shoot. And we shot. There's a piano. Sorry. We shot it at a park in Queens. Of course, you see like leaves and the trees, and it's really like a fall setting, and it was a really great setting for the uh, the outfit that I was wearing. So um, when we're shooting, she's just like, I told her I was like, I'm nervous. I don't really know how to do the still thing, like camera, being on stage is moving or sitting there trying to do like posing. Again, I'm weird with my hands, so um she's like, no, don't worry about it. I catch like the in between shots. You don't gotta stay still,
Hmm.
whatever. Coach me through it or whatever. And she made me feel real comfortable and I just let go. And then in between shots or whatever, she's like, yo, I don't understand how you were so nervous. You're a natural.
With
And I'm,
natural.
what? She's like, yeah, you have the bone structure and everything. People who are in this industry loves your face, like they love your bone structure. So she was like, you should look into and focus on building a portfolio. So here we are, and I'm looking into building a portfolio. So
Okay. Building that portfolio, and you said no on the acting, and you not gonna, you ain't gonna
I,
pick up a script one day. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to act. I think when I was 15 or 16, I acted in a play,
Yeah.
uh, maybe two plays. Um, but the one I remember mostly is Romeo and Juliet because we had to do this adaptation into like the urban version
Hmm.
and like the urban slang version. So it was hilarious because I had to play two characters on the whim. And one character, of course, I practiced for. The second character was my sister's, and she just kind of like, she was like, nah, I can't do it. So it was like, oh shit. So they was like, it's his sister's role. You were practicing with her, so
Step up
you're
to
the
the
best.
plate, baby.
Like that's crazy. I gotta play two roles.
Yeah.
So I could only remember half her lines half the time. So half of that role was improvised, but it just went so well. So that was another way that like, oh shit, I like acting too. I would do it all. I would do it
See,
all.
and a lot of people don't know. Yeah, acting is 50%. I could be. I don't know. I'm not a I'm not a scholar, but yeah, the script is there, but most of that is how you improvise and how how you play on the next
Right,
person.
right. The script is like this bare bones thing, right?
Hmm.
But then you gotta put your personality into it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I forgot. It P Valley, the main actor from P Valley, the guy he taught me that. I don't know his name, but he put this stuff up on Instagram and he shows you like a little piece of the script and then he shows you how he performs it and it's words are either added or
It's
taken
night
out.
and day.
Yeah, it's his position, his emotion is it comes through differently than when you read it on the paper. So it's just like okay, this is acting.
Okay.
So yeah, I would definitely act. Hell yeah, why
That's
not?
super dope. And you working on the album right now. We ain't gonna give y'all the title. We ain't gonna give y'all no exclusives because y'all thieves out there. And y'all don't know how to think for yourselves. That's a fact though, Lyrica. You smart. See, I gotta pull back a little bit. I gotta stop giving people samplers and stuff like that. You smart. You know what I'm saying? Because next thing I look up, I'll be like, yo, look, I had made a beat. I had made a beat, right? And I had threw a little snippet on the ground, right? And then I go on, I ain't gonna say this artist page, but he from Atlanta. And it ain't too far fetched that he would have heard my beat. And I hear the same sample. And the sample that I use, I'm thinking, don't nobody know where the sample come from, right? I'm like, can't nobody find the sample. And he in the car listening to it. He in the car listening to it, the same sample. I'm like, no. So I understand. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's for sure another project coming out.
Yes. Yes.
Now, is this a full length album or little EP or what we doing?
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably be a little while before the project actually comes out.
Yeah. We ain't in a rush because we still soaking in notes to self. We still,
To soak in, but there will be more because I plan to just kind of just drop music on a scheduled, consistent basis beginning in March. I won't tell you on like the frequency of like how much per week or per month or whatever I'm going to do it, but there'll be a consistent um, release of music from me where people could actually expect on this day and this time that
and listen, ain't nothing wrong with sitting out for a second. We in this era where everything is microwave. We in this microwave era, right? But if you got followers that mess with you, they'll sit a little while. Remember back when we was coming up, especially when I was coming up, you didn't have when the artist dropped the album, you might not hear from them for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Like they not okay in the next 6 months.
still get that. You still get that. You get that from the elite artists though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
I, you get that from the J. Cole's, the Drakes,
facts,
the
facts.
Kendrick Lamars, and even though you might see them on a feature here and there, you don't get an album from them. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't got to mention him. Nobody has to mention him in anything.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's very dope. Lyrica, man. Where can they follow you on platforms? Where can they follow you? Where can they get your music?
hmm, who is Lyrica on everything?
Hmm.
Uh, you can search Lyrica on the platforms. There is a project called Set the Tone available only on SoundCloud and
Okay.
Mac. That is on purpose. Um, I believe some shit should just be free. Um, so and it's also a album of features, collabs. So it's
Mm.
every song is me with another artist or two, and we're just having fun. Um, yeah. So who is Lyrica? I'm looking into building a website. They keep harping on me about that. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm here. I'm trying to figure out some opportunities to do some virtual performances
Hmm.
for people,
That'll
even
be dope. That's fire. Okay.
though it's not something I'm really like a big fan of. But listen, we in these times, and it looks like it's my only option until I can get somewhere where I'm comfortable enough to perform in a crowded space or in a populated space. So yeah, that's it. That's
Hella dope, Lyrica. Hella dope. And again, um, Lyrica on all platforms. Who is Lyrica? Hella dope. Music is fire. If you want bars, but you still want to bop,
oh yeah,
trust me.
that's what it is. Yes, sir. Yes,
Follow
sir.
me, trust me.
I like the way you described that.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate
Art.
Lyrica. I appreciate you for joining my podcast, and I appreciate you just for rocking with me.
When yo, you know what? Hold up, wait. How we have a whole episode and you not ask me about the song that you got with? Come on,
Yeah, I mean,
the whole
because this not
on.
about me, Lyrica. This not
Yeah.
a
Right, so now I'm making it about me on a song you produced. I'm releasing it actually in March. It's gonna be the first one released, and it's a banger, man. It's a banger. I love the way it sounded. I love the way it came out, and every time I play it for somebody, they say that shit is fire.
Hey man,
So
I appreciate you for jumping on it because like you don't know how like honestly, I be giving beats away to people and
good.
they don't
Oh
even do nothing in order to drop the ball. Like you can't even first you got to get the ball to drop it. They
yeah,
don't
right,
even get
right,
the
right.
ball.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
I'll be giving away beats. I
right.
got this one group on Instagram and I tell them all the time, yo, if you need beats, holla at me.
The, the right ones, the right ones gonna connect with you. They gonna get it done. You
You feel
understand?
me? So
Get
like
it done.
so I said all that to say I appreciate you for messing with me and tapping in.
Of course, of course. I'm gonna do the other ones. I already told y'all I have like 60 beats that
Listen,
is gonna contribute to these next releases and
yeah.
album. So listen, I'm in the mode.
Listen, take your time. Look, I love to do it. You love to do it, and that's what we here for: the connections and the network, and just to, keep it fire.
Thank you, A1. I appreciate you, man.
100 Lyrica. I appreciate you for joining the A1 Live podcast, and we definitely got to chop it up again.
Of course, of course. Yo, be blessed.
All right, my baby. Salute.
All right.